All right, so I wanted to start making philosophy videos. So episode number 1 is suicide victims and selfish survivors. So when somebody commits suicide and everything, one of the main things that people say is they were selfish, or that's one of the main reasons that people give with suicide victims, like you're selfish, so, or you know, they're selfish for taking their own lives and leaving the other people. But really, how selfish is it to think that just because, or how selfish is it to be so self-centered that you think that because you want someone around, they want to be around, or because you are you are feeling a certain way about someone else's life, they should feel the same way or something. I don't think that's very fair to the person who committed suicide, because they obviously felt so bad about something that they wanted to take their own life, and they went through with it. So they obviously, you know, something wasn't. I don't think anybody just wakes up and wants to commit suicide. You know, that's kind of a, you know, that's like you know, thing after thing after thing, kind of a build up type of thing. So when people say stuff like that, I just think that I just think that it's kind of like a very that's not coming from a place of loving that person. Because if you love them, you might have tried to be there for them so they wouldn't commit suicide too. I think sometimes people say that because they feel guilty because they wasn't there for the person when they was where they kind of could have been. So they got to make an excuse and say, "Oh, that person selfish, commit suicide." But no, maybe they tried to reach out a few times and you just wasn't there, or you just feel guilty because you feel like it was like some extra you could have done, even though it was maybe not anything you could have done. So, you know, I think if somebody committing suicide, they already feel beat down enough to where you don't gotta come back after they die and say they was a coward, or they was a selfish person, or they didn't you know, all these other things, like they didn't have any emotions, when it's really, you know, like a hyper kind of emotion. You know, maybe they feel too much or love too hard. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I don't like about the suicide, the way people treat suicide victims and things like that. Because really, who are you to say, you know, that's kind of like slavery in a way. If you forcing somebody to do something they don't want to do, just because you have a life that you want to live doesn't mean somebody has a life that they want to live. You see what I'm saying? Some people be really sad out here and don't got problems that they can just fix. But yeah, I guess that's and a lot of these things are things that, a lot of people, it'll go over a lot of people's head. People like to say, oh, you're suicidal and all this other stuff, when it's really like, well, it's not so much suicidal as just getting to know yourself more, because it's all vanity, really. It's all vanity. And if you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus just being on the cross and just died when he had a choice, superpowers and all this other stuff, he just died like that, but you still doubted your friend that's a suicide victim, you a damn shame. Now, I get how people can be sad, because what if you have, like, what if that's your mom or something like that? Now, if you making children and having kids, and then you're doing something a little bit different, then, you know what I'm saying? I do think you're kind of obligated to stick around for your kids a little bit, man, because they don't have a choice to be here. And kids do need their parents, but yeah, man, don't be down on the suicide victims, because they don't be down on the suicide victims, because they don't need no more downing, goddammit. They don't need no more downing. They already down as hell, goddammit. You know how down you gotta be to kill your goddamn self in this bitch? That's some sad. I've been sad as fuck before, but I ain't never did that shit. You know how sad you gotta be to go through with it, think about it, go through it, and do it. Yeah, so I try not to down no suicide victims, man. They strong. You talking about a strong-willed person, goddamn. Don't down the suicide victims, man. So that's all I had to say about the suicide victims on that point. Stop bullying them, stop downing them. All right.